Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Southern Puma, the Jack of all trades, Master of none, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on AEW Dynamite that I just got through watching, and my God, I'm just going to tell you this, before we get into it, I am extremely excited for Forbidden Door coming up. Now, this video I'm actually going to try to edit, so if you see something right about here, editor me will tell you if I edited it or not. And, yeah, let's get into the first topic of this review, which is the finish to Adam Cole and MJF's basically number one contendership match for the AEW World Title. If Adam Cole beat MJF, he would get a shot at MJF later down the road for the AEW World Championship. Now, before we get into this review, I'm just going to do a reminder, like I did on on Tuesday for Monday Night Raw. This is not going to be an in-depth review. If you want an in-depth review, go somewhere else. This is just going to be my thoughts on the show. And my thoughts on this finish was completely ridiculous. Because, one, they used a table in a no DQ match, and the ref didn't do anything while he was up. Because after this, they got in the ring, they bumped the ref, and it was this whole shtick before Adam Cole hits his finisher. 1, 2, bell rings. And I was confused. I was like, well, what happened? Turns out, time limit draw. And I fucking hate when AEW does this finish. Like, if you don't want any of them to lose, don't book them against each other. I hate it when WWE does a nonsensical DQ finish, and I hate it when AEW does a time limit finish, because it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. And the first thing I mentioned about the table, why would you use a table in a match that's not no DQ? And why did the ref allow it? AEW has a habit of that. A habit of no DQ matches, or of using a table. Like, say you lay someone on a table. This is what happened in this one. You lay someone on a table. MJF did the elbow drop on Adam Cole through the table. That should have been a disqualification. But no, nothing. Like, oh my God. Like, it was stupid. Ridiculous. Now, from something stupid and ridiculous to something completely awesome, as Sammy Guevara, who we haven't seen since Double or Nothing, comes back with Renee Paquette in the ring, and Renee asks, since we haven't seen you Double or Nothing, what are you planning on doing? And Sammy says, basically, win the AEW Championship, but I gotta make some changes before then. Out comes Darby Allin, who tells Sammy, congratulations for the baby girl. By the way, he revealed his kid's a girl. Awesome. And Darby tells Sammy, or really asks him, are you gonna stand on your own 2 feet? Or are you still going to be in the shadow of Chris Jericho? And then, speak of the devil, out comes Jericho to tell Darby, go away, and then confronts Sammy and tells Sammy, why didn't you call me in the 3 months you were preparing for the world to take on MJF for the world title? If you would have called Jericho, I would have been able to secure you that world championship. And Sammy's retort is, if you would have called me, you wouldn't have lost to Adam Cole twice. And that got a double pop from the crowd because he paused because he paused and then said twice. It was pretty cool. And Jericho says, you might need to relearn the order in things in the Jericho Appreciation Society. How about we team, which this confused me, how about we team up in a tag match to see who the leader is? Like, that sounded like it was leading up to a one-on-one or like a fight or something. Anyway. And Darby Allin comes up and is just stirring shit. And Jericho basically says, how about me and Sammy beat your ass right now, 2-on-1? And Darby's like, I'm not really alone. Out comes Sting. And now the thumbnail of this video makes sense. Because Sting and Sting and Chris Jericho, two legends in WCW, coming face to face for the first time. It was a historic moment. Like, I wasn't alive when WCW was still going, but I recognize the significance of this moment for long-term, lifelong wrestling fans that have watched since the Monday Night Wars. And it was really awesome to see Sting and Jericho come face to face. Like, I never thought I would see that happen. And next up, I got a little notebook here because I was keeping track with a few notes. After that, the New Japan champion SANADA issues an open challenge, which later in the night, or an open challenge for Forbidden Door, which later in the night was accepted by Jack Perry of all people, which that's going to be a good match. And next up it was announced that Hiroshi Tanahashi is going to be facing MJF at Forbidden Door, which that's going to be a banger. Like, no question, that one is going to be a banger of a match, and I'm hardly exaggerating. Next thing I want to talk about is Miro and Andrade were announced officially for Collision. Miro, it was just announced that he's going to be in action, which that kind of means the opponent isn't set in stone yet, or it's going to be a jobber. Probably a jobber. And Andrade is going to be taking on Buddy Matthews, which that's going to be a pretty decent match. And I was going to talk about Hangman Page and the Bucks versus Blackpool Combat Club, but that one isn't really the main story of what I want to talk about. That comes at the end of the match and at the end of the show, where everything happens. At the end of the match, the Blackpool Combat Club attack the Elite after they got the win. Then out comes Eddie Kingston to save the Elite, which was really surprising. And then Jon Moxley, who is Eddie Kingston's friend, was like bowing up for a punch, and then Eddie turns around and sees him, and then John just puts his hand down. And then after all that kerfuffle, here comes Takeshita to kind of interrupt things and take out everybody, or take out the Bucks and Eddie Kingston. And then out comes Omega, who wasn't in the match, to take out Takeshita. And after that happens, something, I knew it was going to happen eventually, but it was just awesome that it did. Will Ospreay, who Omega is facing at Forbidden Door in my most anticipated match on the card, comes out and takes out Omega. It was fucking awesome. Like, I was always a fan of Will Ospreay. But ever since his interview with Renee Paquette, where he revealed that he might have autism and he does have ADHD, as someone with both of those, seeing that Will Ospreay has managed to make a name for himself and basically become this generation's AJ Styles, in the fact that he doesn't really need to go to WWE to be a freaking god in the wrestling industry, that's just awesome for me. Because I have dreamt of going to a show like WrestleMania or Wrestle Kingdom in Ospreay's case and fighting for a world title. And it was a very vivid dream, but I remember it. And Ospreay has actually realized that dream and has become one of the best international wrestlers in the world, which is insane to think. And again, my marking out for Ospreay aside, yeah, the show is pretty good. This video will probably be cut down significantly with hopefully little cool graphics right here for what's happening in the show. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Go to the description down below. Check out my Instagram and Discord, all the other shit. And and in the middle of the video, there should have been something in the iCard over there, and that should have been just a random video that I'll pick during the upload. And yeah, all my rambling aside, I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.